you with us? A special edition of the Sports Wrap for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Get you through Turkey Day, the NFL games on Black Friday as well. One segment only because we're off. It's vacation. We get very little of it during the NFL season, so we're going to take off Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday this week. Back on Monday with a full edition of the show. We are thankful for you and thankful you are checking us out. It is time for Page versus the Prince NFL Turkey Day, Week 12 around the league. Sam Yarnell is here. He's been, I got to admit, he's been a little better lately. He hasn't been thoroughly embarrassing. He has been the Prince of Picks. We have given him his moniker back because he hasn't been as bad as he was for several weeks during this season. Sam, we've got 4 games that we're looking at for Thursday and Friday. Let's see how we do because we've got to decide if we're choosing the same stuff. So let's get your picks and then I will give mine.
All right, Jason. Well, first of all, happy Thanksgiving to you, yours, and all the listeners out there. One of my very favorite holidays of the year, not because of the food, not because of the turkey, the sides, the family, the football is why I'm here on this Thanksgiving. And I'm here to give out winners. I've been doing it at a pretty good rate over the last few weeks. Like you said, let's continue that trend this week. And trends were my specialty when diving into all these picks this week. So let's get into the trends for week 12. We'll start with the Lions, your classic Thanksgiving team. It was originally Turkey and Barry Sanders. Now it's stuffing and Amon-Ra St. Brown. The Lions are 4-0 ATS in their last 4 Thursday games. The Packers are 1-5 ATS in their last 6 games as a dog. That adds up to the Lions -7.5. I don't care that we're giving up 2 key numbers in this game. Give me the Lions. I think they win this game by a ton. And a matter of fact, I don't think the Packers score very many points in this game. The under is 4-0. In weeks after the Packers put up 350 total yards or more. That's what they did last week. That means we're going under 47.5 in this game. Primetime unders, Jason and I talk about it all the time. I love to fade that trend. Not going to do it here. We love the under 47. Actually, I think it dropped down a point. The Sharps have already come in, so now you're going to get it at 46.5. The Sharps are on my side. They see the under as well. The Sharp side is the under. Go under 46.5 in Packers Lions. All right, my other 2 picks come both from the Cowboys-Commanders game. The first one is an easy one. It's the Cowboys at home. Lay the number. I don't care what it is. I don't care who they're playing. Cowboys -13.5, I think, is the number as we record this. Sounds like free money to me. I think they win this game by at least 2 touchdowns. I think Dak probably throws for 4 touchdowns in this game. We're coming off of a week where Tommy DeVito put up 35 points against this defense. What do you think Dak Prescott's going to do? And also Ron Rivera's on the hot seat. I think this is probably his last game as the Commanders head coach. However, I think that the Commanders could put up some points against this Dallas defense. My final pick in Page versus the Prince is going to be over 48.5. Actually, has that gone down, Jason? I believe it may have gone down to 47.5. Regardless, like it at 48.5, love it at 47.5. Go with the over in Commanders Cowboys. Those are my 4.
We're at 48. We're at 48.5 for Commanders and Cowboys.
Sitting 40. So I like it. I don't love it, but I like it. Like it enough to give it to you, the LLs and LWs out there. My 4-pack for Turkey Day. They'll get you done before we even get to night football. Detroit -7.5. Take the under 46.5 in Packers Lions. Cowboys laying 13 and the hook at home against the Commanders, and we're going over 48.5 in Cowboys Commanders down in Arlington. Jason, I'm thinking we got more winners this week.
Let's. I hope people save their money on the for some of those late games. Since you decided to go with all the early stuff, I just hope people save some money, put a little kitty aside for some of those late games because I have some late game love for our amazing audience. All right, let's begin, shall we? I actually have one that deviates from what Sam is telling you guys. Just letting you know. Let's begin with the Commanders and the Cowboys. I actually like Washington getting 12.5. And the reason is simple. They've played 8 games this year in which they're within a score or less. If you're talking about teams that cover, if you're talking about teams in a position to cover, getting 12.5 points, there's only been a couple of games where they've lost by that amount this year. And let's face it, this is a division opponent. I think the game stays relatively close, even if they're down, say, 17 late, 14 late. You get the backdoor cover, the garbage touchdown, team playing to the scoreboard. There are so many ways in which Washington covers this 12.5. It would be criminal for you not to take them. I like the Cowboys, or rather the Commanders, at plus 12.5. Game number 2. 49ers and the Seahawks. It's 43.5, and the Seahawks are getting 7 points. The Seahawks are an interesting team. I don't think they're as good as their record has suggested they are. I think we have found that out over the last couple of weeks. The Geno Smith injury, all of that good stuff. The one thing I do think you're going to get in this game is a lot of points. 43.5 feels low. I think both of these offenses can put up some numbers. I think you probably get a 10 to 13 point win here. I could imagine, the Niners winning by that number, but I do think you're going to see a lot of points in this game. 43.5 does not seem unrealistic to me. And I've been a guy that's been picking the unders this year. When I've been betting totals, I've been betting the unders, and we've been very good at it, by the way. 43.5 still seems low to me. I think this game goes over. That is game number 2. Pick number 2. The last one's going to surprise some people. Yeah, I'm going there. Jets plus 9.5. The total is 41. I like the Jets. Timmy Boyle, baby. Let's go. When the Jets play other quarterbacks, if you go and look at the past history here, when they've played Joe Flacco, when they play Mike White, those guys perform well. These guys are not Zach Wilson, who is terrible. And we've all kind of figured that out by now. I think the Jets at home with that defense, and if there's one thing we can say about the Miami Dolphins this year, against really good defenses, they struggle. And I think this Jets team is still a really good defense if they're not on the field for 40 minutes out of a 60-minute game. I don't think they'll be on the field that much. I think the Jets respond to the Zach Wilson benching. There's a lot of guys who were frustrated on that roster. A lot of guys that were upset with the way the offense was run. Now you've got Timmy Boyle coming in. Timmy Boyle coming in. And I actually think this game winds up being relatively close. And look, you got to tell yourself a story here. If you like the Jets plus 9.5, you have to like the under. If you love the Dolphins minus 9.5, you're probably looking at an over. So for me, the story is Jets keep this close. It's low scoring. They probably still lose, but I do think the game will be close and low scoring. That's why I like the Jets plus 9.5, under 41. So that's the Commanders plus 12.5, the 49ers over 43.5, the Jets plus 9.5, and under 41 in that Jets game. Page's picks. Page versus the Prince, a special holiday week 12 edition here on the Sports Wrap. Yes, Sam.
I'm just going to say add the over in the 49ers Seahawks game to my card too. I loved that. I thought about it. That's going to be my bonus pick this week.
Okay. That's fair. What do you think of my logic on the Commanders? I saw you were kind of like, Paige has a point here. The old man, the sage, has a point here.
I understand where you're coming from for sure. And on its face, it makes sense. But it's so hard to go against the Cowboys at home. They're a different team on the road than they are at home. It's true. They love playing in Jerry's world. I wasn't going to lay 15.5 with the Cowboys. 12.5? You're speaking my language now.
Are you a big Thanksgiving guy? I know you have to work on Thanksgiving. Will you get to enjoy any Thanksgiving dinner?
I will. It'll be later than most. I believe we'll be sitting down probably around 5:30, 6 o'clock. But I traditionally have loved Thanksgiving. I love sitting down and watching football and spending time with the family. Historically, we used to have a tradition back when Missouri was in the Big 12 and Kansas and Missouri would play football right around this time every year. We all used to travel out there and go to the game at Arrowhead. Which was really fun a few years when you had Blaine Gabbert leading that team and throwing for 395 yards in a game. But yeah, I have great memories of Thanksgiving growing up. What about you? Do you like Thanksgiving, Jason? Is California Thanksgiving different? Do you guys have like turkeys made of avocados or something?
Can I tell you something? I got to go to a Thanksgiving. I got to be careful what I say here because people watch this and friends of mine watch this. I have to go to a Thanksgiving gathering tomorrow with 16 people attending. 16. And I know probably 5 to 6 of those people max. So yeah. So that's my Thanksgiving. Typically, I like Thanksgiving when it's with my family because it's one of the few times a year we actually all get together. We made the decision to stay out west this year for Thanksgiving. Maybe we'll go back for Christmas, that sort of thing. Last one. What is your favorite Thanksgiving side?
Yeah.
What are you gonna go with?
Like stuffing, I guess.
Stuffing and gravy.
Like I heard this on a different podcast the other day. Yeah. It was a great take. We should eat stuffing way more often than we do. We eat stuffing once or twice a year. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, like it's a very fat food, no question about it. Yep. But if we just sat down on a random like Wednesday in the middle of the winter and just had a plate of stuffing, it'd be pretty great.
Mashed potatoes and gravy for me. Big thing, a big glob of butter in the middle of mashed potatoes. It just melts in there, and you pour some gravy on top. This is why I'm 200 pounds. That's exactly why. But yeah, it'd be mashed potatoes for me. By the way, the number one this year is mashed potatoes and gravy, according to a recent survey put out there by like food connoisseurs. The number one side this year is mashed potatoes and gravy. We're all about information on the show. Sam Yarnell, my friend, I am thankful for you. Have yourself a wonderful holiday. We'll see you on Monday.
Right back at you, Jason, and way to go with the chalk, as always.
All right, hang out with us. We'll be back on Monday. Thanks for doing this. It's always a blast hanging out with you guys. Enjoy the holiday. Be safe on the roads. A lot of crazies on the roads this time of year. Yes, Sam Yarnell might be one of those crazies. Take it easy on the roads. We'll see you back here on Monday. A full episode of the Sports Wrap. Don't forget, subscribe if you haven't already done so. We are thankful for that. I'll see you guys on Monday. Have a wonderful holiday.